3, 2, 1. Alright, here we go. Final attempt. Here we go. Here we go.
So this is a video I thought I would never make. But
bullshit. You look for any excuse you can find to exploit what's wrong with your life for free views on the internet. Why? Because the more views these videos get, the more money they make for you, because that's how you make your living. You're also looking for an excuse to justify the fucked up actions you do to the people in your life in front of your army of 13-year-old fans. So for fuck's sake, could for once in your life you have some consistency and honesty in these fucking videos? Please? Nothing changes. Ever for you.
today's the morning after the election, and last night something significantly traumatic happened.
What was that? You had your first period? Oh, it wasn't? Oh, I wonder what it was then.
Oh, it's not what you're thinking. Last night was not just about the election for me. It was about the menage a trois I had with my wife. And
fucking God, never abuse the French language like that again. Ever.
Event where things all fell apart for the final time. If you guys don't know, my wife admitted she's bi some time ago. Shortly after my wife revealed she's bi, with my approval, she sought out a girlfriend.
Your approval? So is she walking around with one of those cattle tags in her ear? Does she have to read the papal decree of Onion and wonder what your will is that day and do in accordance with it? Within the first 18 seconds of this video, you've completely dehumanized your wife in front of an audience of near 2 million people. And yet you have the balls to wonder why people can't get behind the stuff you try to express in these videos and wonder why a lot of people can never like you as a person. Fucking incredible.
Girl she found was named Billy. My wife and Billy hit it off, and I was very excited about it.
Yeah, you were, because you got some free pussy thrown your way that you can use to escape your feeling of being committed and married to another person whenever it becomes too much. Because you're just man of the year there. Totally not something a fucking uncommitted coward would do as a cop-out from being even faithful remotely to someone he claims to love and care about above anyone else in the world. What a mouthful.
We'll say this here is my brain, and within my brain I have no capacity to feel jealousy for two women being together.
Because you have no capacity to feel anything.
Naturally I do feel threatened by other men, and of course don't like the idea of my wife with another man.
Why? Because if your wife was with another man, she'd be treated with a lot more respect, care, and love than she would be by you, and you're aware of this? Nice projection, and if that was a picture of your brain, it's pretty accurate, because it looks like the withered and dying brain of a late-stage Alzheimer's patient, which clearly you must possess, because your thought process about anything is so fucked, it kind of would only make sense to suggest you have some kind of degenerative neurological disease or something. What the fuck is wrong with you?
So the three of us are laying in bed one day, and after some kissing and heavy touching, my wife gets cold feet. Eventually she suggests that Billy cares more about me than she does care about her, and she even leaves the house. Alone in—
Yeah, fuck her, right? How dare she be upset that you put her in a sexually uncomfortable situation that you obviously had no conversation about whatsoever prior to, and then forced her to be alright with anyway. How dare she have to watch her husband, who she thought was committed and loved her, fuck another woman right in front of her? And how dare she be upset with you taking advantage of her sexual orientation just to get what you want? What a piece of shit. How dare she? Oh wait, I'm sorry, that's what a nutcase would say. How fucking dare you take advantage of your wife? For any reason.
the house remained Billy and I, or I did as I told my wife I would do, which is avoid any contact with her that a friend could not justify having with another friend.
Wow. Yeah, but where do your boundaries lie with a statement like that?
Which, as many of you know, translated to me giving her a full body massage, just like my mom had given me prior. And
oh, good lord. I love the fact that he keeps throwing that shit in because it makes no sense. Alright, so let me get this straight. Your dad, Onion, was a child molester, even though you have no evidence ever provided to you throughout your entire life to prove this. Yet your mother was giving you fully nude, oiled body massages throughout your youth. Here's a news flash. One of these anti-Onision bloggers actually dug up your dad's real court records. And they found out that your dad has never, ever actually been accused of anything like that, ever. The only trouble with the law your dad ever got into, Onion, was being in a huge amount of back tax debt that your mother put him in after their divorce. And that's it. So here you go, 3 decades in 1 year thinking the guy is a fucking sick fuck child molester, and yet mom is the one fondling your balls for massage therapy all throughout your childhood. Amazing. Amazing.
cuddling with her just like I had done with my friends prior.
I don't believe that because you don't have any friends, and even if you did, what the fuck are you doing cuddling with your fucking friends? You have, like, no boundaries on everything, which is creepy and weird and not normal.
Mom, however, being a licensed massage therapist.
Oh, okay, so that gets her off the hook for being a child molester. No, it fucking doesn't. There have been licensed and practicing dentists out there who use nitrous oxide to knock out their patients and fondle them in their fucking knocked out state, and they got caught because of security footage putting the whole thing on tape. It didn't matter that they were licensed dentists. It didn't change the fact that beyond all that, they were just pervs. And just because she's a licensed massage therapist and your mother doesn't mean that she still can't herself be a fucking child molesting perv. Nobody I knew's mother was fondling their son, covered in massage oil, completely nude. Just saying.
Well, I told my wife about doing those things and she was very upset. My wife and I even broke up temporarily. And in response, I told Billy, well, it looks like you're a homewrecker now.
Oh yeah, put the blame on her, even though the whole fucking thing was your idea in the end. Wonderful displacement.
Despite the fact we did nothing I wouldn't do with my friends, that is technically what she was. Billy gave no emotional response to that, which was a little odd to me. But I let it go. Meanwhile,
the whole thing was your idea, which crashed and burned. Yet fucking, vilify somebody else for it. You're real sensible.
in attempts to repair things with my wife, I spent $900 on a plane ticket to send Billy home early. Anyway,
who gives a fuck? You make $700,000 a year from sitting on your ass making bullshit like this. $900 is just pocket change to somebody that wealthy. So who cares?
6 months passed, and one day my wife seems to have come up with an idea. You see, I didn't text or talk to Billy ever since I flew her home 6 months prior.
I believe that about as much as I'll believe that Mickey Mouse is the dictator of Mongolia.
My wife decided it was appropriate to contact her again, and now she seems so insistent that Billy had changed.
Changed, meaning what? Broke to your will?
My wife suggested that we bring Billy back, and everyone she talked to, including me, said this is a bad idea.
I also don't believe that. You were probably ecstatic. You're just projecting that you don't want to be married. You're projecting that you don't believe in commitment. You're projecting a lot. And the idea that you can have a break from feeling like you have to be, in your words here, indebted to another person was probably just the biggest relief to you that you'd ever fucking experienced in a while. Which is fucking wrong. What was the point of getting married to this fucking woman if you can't even respect her and care about her as your wife? Because she won't leave you? You have that security blanket that you've broken someone to never ever fucking leaving you? Suicide is always an option for men like you. I'm just saying that if you killed yourselves en masse, guys like you, the world would be a better place. So, you should try out for Nirvana. I'm just saying.
My wife insisted she come anyway. So one of the first lies that Billy sent our way was regarding her at a concert where multiple people had informed my wife.
So you lie about your fucking relationship being alright to this woman and lie about not wanting to take advantage and exploit your wife's sexual orientation just to do that. And yet another person can lie to you. And it trumps all that shit. Fucking wonderful. Wow.
That Billy looked extremely high on drugs. After Billy had gone to that...
This is coming from a dude who in some of his old videos looked like he was taking opioid-based painkillers in his videos. Okay, yeah, you are a hypocrite to fucking rant about anybody else utilizing drugs. In fact, if you smoked some pot every so often, maybe you'd be a little bit more balanced of a person, so you could stop being so insanely paranoid and highly strung about everything.
Concert, she contacted us, asking if it was okay if she ever made physical contact with another guy.
Why would someone even have to do that in the first fucking place? Neither of you are parents, and neither of you have any real say over what she wants to do or does with her life. You're just two random nutcases that she met online. And you're exerting this insane amount of possessive control over this random person. I guess I'm not allowed to think that sounds weird, and nobody else is, but fuck you. I don't bend to your will. I think it's weird, I think it's wrong, and I think it's fucking psycho.
My wife and I concluded that because this was supposed to be a meaningful relationship to us, it should remain just the three of us. Otherwise, the relationship would be casual and therefore be meaningless. So
your relationship with your wife is meaningless. If you loved your wife, you wouldn't need this. If you loved anything in your life at all, you wouldn't need to sit there and find a quick replacement whenever the fucking love you feel for it runs out. Everything's a temporary piece of entertainment for you. So don't fucking run your mouth about that shit. You don't even know what love is because you don't know how to feel it or express it realistically to another person, and you're just proving that with everything you're saying.
Then my wife is informed of a picture that exists where Billy's actually on some guy's shoulders holding his hand. But
oh no, what a fucking whore. That she went to a concert and did what basically thousands of people do, where they get up on somebody's shoulders just to look at the fucking stage because they're probably short and don't want to look over an army of shoulders in their fucking way. If you left your house and weren't a fucking hermit like Ted Kaczynski type, maybe you could go to a concert sometime in your life and understand why people do that. But I'm sorry, she had to commit this grand offense against the Lord of Onions.
Billy here insists that she never made physical contact with the guy.
Oh, listen to his little petty voice. Billy here. Ooh, why did you? You sound like a whiny, snotty 5-year-old, and you're like 31. Wow.
Until she realized that we were aware of the photo. Meanwhile,
oh, we were aware. No. What are you gonna give her a spanking over it too? Ooh, there's an image I do not need.
friend Ayala tried to defend her friend on the phone, but only made things worse. In fact, she made it even more obvious that what Billy had done was a blatant lie.
Oh, what an offense to get on somebody's fucking shoulders.
As a result of that blatant
What an offense against the gods.
lie, we broke up with Billy.
What an emotional blackmail. What the hell? So you sit there and fuck with somebody's head and fuck with somebody's heart for doing literally nothing to you, and yet you're the one who's cheating on his wife in front of his wife, telling her to shut her fucking mouth, basically, and be okay with it. Holy fuck.
The unfortunate reality is at that point, both my wife and I cared very greatly for Billy.
Oh, what a bunch of horse shit. You don't care about anything but your own personal needs.
Naturally, we wound up forgiving her for her lie. Also, throughout the menage a trois, my wife would
stop abusing the French language. You sound like a fucking moron trying to say French words or phrases without knowing how to properly say them. Stop it.
Consistently and repeatedly express her insecurities, which would lead my wife to dump Billy repeatedly, causing Billy to often go to her friend Ayala, as you can see here, crying. Mind you,
Oh no, how fucking dare your wife express insecurity? How dare your wife feel? How dare that fucking piece of human trash be anything at all? How dare she be her own individual person that doesn't bend to your will? Good Lord.
I don't recall tears ever falling from her face when we were at the airport.
No, see, vilify her in front of 2 million people, and you're the winner. You won. You won the argument. Here's your... do you got a sticker around here? Like a banana sticker I can give you, Onion, so you can feel like you've got an achievement? You got your sticker. You won an argument. Like a fucking asshole after trashing the entire existence of some random teenager that you were cheating on your wife with.
I'd send her home after my wife broke up with her. But that is the story of Ayala and Billy, who
This is the story of a woman who got fucked over by a giant cock.
were basically two peas in a pod. Last time I saw them, I described them as partners in crime. As Ayala...
Partners in crime. You're the one who's seeking teenagers to fuck with the help of your wife on the internet as long as they're fresh out of high school and emotionally traumatized. And yet these two are the one who are acting like criminals? Oh man, I wish I could be as divorced from reality as you. I would almost want to know what that feels like, but at the same time, I don't, because I'm not insane.
Clearly indicated she would stand by Billy's side through anything, even if she knew Billy was wrong. By this time, Billy...
You know, that's kind of what friends do. If you had any, you would know that. If you knew how to be a friend and not an asshole to people, you'd know that.
Had repeatedly lied to us. And if Ayala's backing her, how could we know anything that either of them said was true? So for a short while, Billy, my wife, and my relationship is on loop. My wife gets a weird feeling about Billy, and...
This is so fucking amazing. Within 2 minutes and 44 seconds of this, you basically just admit that this was just to serve you. You go and try to lie to your subscribers and say that it was all for your wife because she wanted to have a girlfriend because she's bisexual, which is such a pile of crap. I mean, bisexual people don't need to be with both genders of people in order to feel fulfilled in their relationship. Okay? That's not how it fucking works. You're just a fucking greedy piece of shit who can't be fulfilled with anything. Because you've swapped this now to be completely about yourself, and you're even subtly admitting and leaving hints all over the place that you took advantage of your wife's sexual orientation to achieve this. And I'm supposed to sit there and sympathize with you. This is unreal.
To break things off, I try to convince her that everything's okay.
Break her to your will.
While Billy basically just follows through with whatever we conclude. Now something that's
Which is also just sad.
important to note, a lot of this time, Billy managed some of my social media and was compensated $1,800 a month for it.
Why? You have the easiest job ever. Sit on your ass and make shit like this. And tweet about it. And post on Facebook about it. Why the fuck do you need, at that point, anybody else to work with that? It's literally a one-man operation. I may not have anywhere near the subscriber level that you have, but this is all a one-man operation. It ain't really that hard. I don't even break a sweat doing it. You have to hire other people to fucking tweet for you. And I've wondered for a while now why your Twitter feed is nothing but eye cancer. Huh, I guess I have my answer. $1,800 a month too. That's insane. To sit around and tweet. And he wonders why he's broke.
Benefit of her working as a contractor for me. She could
Contractor. Oh yeah, sure. I'm sure that you got your contract to tweet all day, legally notarized. What was one of the stipulations in that contract too? You will also be forced to 3 times a day suck my chode while tweeting. Oh, and you have to pay me back every fucking thing I give you because I'm a greedy sucking fucking fuck. Greedy sucking fuck. That's all you are, is a greedy sucking fuck.
fly out, work with us, and see us whenever she wanted. She had prior worked at Target, whose schedule was preventing her from actually hanging out with us. Regardless,
you move on from that fast. So she only had one fucking job prior to this because she's fresh out of high school and is a teenager and has no real life or work experience yet. But, you know, fuck her for doing that. She needs to be a contractor for you because you're so fucking in control of your own business that without manipulating teenagers to do your work for you, the whole infrastructure of the Onision Corporation would just crumble. Fucking wow. I leave for 10 minutes and Evil Co. is in shambles. This is great. This is unbelievable.
Of the repeated times Billy lied to us, there came a point where we wanted to look at her text so we could know that she was who she said she was.
Oh boy, what gave you the right to do that? Oh, that's right, nothing. You have no right to go dig through somebody's private fucking messages with other fucking people because you're not their mother, you're not their father, you're just some random psycho that they met on the internet, and you're fucking guilt-tripping this person to go fucking scroll through their phone and, prove their love to you. Wow.
At first she refused, but instead,
like a sensible person,
said there was nothing on her phone that we wouldn't like. Me being the analytical one.
Analytical. The only thing that you are in regards to the word analytical is anal, because you're a giant anus. You're fucking paranoid about everything. And you think that's being analytical? Your first go-to reaction is to assume this woman's fucking around on you, while you're fucking around on your wife. Incredible.
Explain to her how that made no sense. Her excuse generally was that she...
Excuse, yeah, okay. An excuse. What's your excuse for not loving your wife enough to be faithful only to her?
Didn't want to violate the friendship she had with Ayala by showing us their private texts.
Why the fuck would somebody need to do that for you? What right do you have to even request that of them?
While her obvious lie did not fool me.
Dun dun dun! It did not fool me. You can't even fucking manage a relationship between two emotionally traumatized fucking teenagers who were willing to do whatever the fuck you wanted, and you're gonna sit here and say that you can't be fooled? Holy fucking shit.
I told her she could either tell me what was on those texts and show them to me, or she could consider our relationship permanently over.
Cool. Emotional blackmail, Batman. Ugh.
You know what she did at that point, as she always does?
As she always does, vilify her in front of 2 million people, just some random person you met on the internet to go proceed to destroy the life of for no good fucking reason.
She gave up on her lie and finally told the truth.
She gave in to the will of Onion because you broke her by guilt-tripping her and making her feel like shit over something you had no right to make someone feel like shit over. Wow, what a man. What a man! I'm glad, that you do these things to people you don't fucking know because you have no right to request things like this of them in the first place. But go and tell me how I don't know anything about life. I mean, your marriage is so fucking great, You got nothing to lose except half your estate and thousands of dollars a month for child support on 2 children. Woo! I think that Clorox is on sale in case you want to save yourself from having to be a man there, Onion Boy.
Revealed to me in that
and manning up to that
moment that she had illegally been using pot in Virginia. Specifically that she was...
Look at how you put that, illegally using pot, as if this is like 1950 and people still give a fuck about people who smoke pot. Hey, I do. It's great. Why? Because it helps treat my anxiety issues a hell of a lot better than what I was doing previous to smoking pot for my anxiety, which was taking opioid-based painkillers and fucking up a huge percentage of my life by being, essentially, at that point, an actual drug addict. Nobody cares about pot anymore. I had to break that bubble there for you.
Smoking it with Ayala, and that she had also been starving herself. She also told me was something that she did with Ayala.
Cool, victimize yourself and vilify this person because your fucking level of stress imposed into their life is causing them to become anorexic and have to smoke a fucking joint every now and then to chill out from your abuse. You're the victim. You're the victim. Okay? See, this is how the real world works, okay? And I didn't know this until I watched this video. You can be the world's biggest piece of fucking shit to anyone that you want to, but because you say that you're a victim, you're automatically absolved of any blame. You're automatically a victim. And everyone around you is a piece of fucking shit, except for you. You ought to fucking go talk with a guy out there. I think his name is Deepak Chopra. You know, see if he, you know, there's another guy out there named Dr. Phil. You know, I think they'll agree with you. I don't know. Actually, the fucked up part is they might, because all those guys are doing is exploiting other people's problems for a profit too, just like you. But still, you never know. Can you imagine this asshole saying this shit in front of a live TV audience of actually millions and millions of people all at once? Can you imagine him going on The View or some stupid fucking TV show with this crap? Oh my god. Oh, put him on Steve Wilkos. I would pay money to see that. Why, TJ? I know that's not what you do. You even admitted that in the video. You were talking about that shit. But goddamn, that would have been just pure entertainment to see this guy get berated by fucking Steve fucking Wilkos' bald ass. Anyway.
I wasn't going to punish her for finally telling me the truth.
You don't have any right to punish her. She's not your kid, and you're just some random fuck she met on the internet who destroyed her life for a little while for no good reason. Punish? Another projection.
Otherwise, that would just encourage more lies. So I made it clear that I didn't want her to do those things anymore, and we moved forward.
Which is also punishment through guilt. Nice.
At this point, we've all kissed, performed oral on each other, and also had sex with each other 20 or 30 times.
Well, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go get me a nice bucket, and I am going to vomit probably the contents of my last 3 days' worth of food directly into that motherfucker. I'm just kidding. I'm going to spare you the visual of that and try to keep it down as best as I can, but wow, that's gross.
And what I mean by that is we would all have sex at exactly the same time.
Oh, I don't know about that. Maybe I can feel it rising just a little bit. Ooh.
There's never a situation where person A watched person B and C make love. What you're seeing here is basically our relationship. We were the Trinity.
What the fuck? You were the what? Oh. Sorry about that. I just vomited all over my knees there. But for real, you were the what? I mean, only you can take all of the eroticism completely out of sex as quickly as that. So you were just an amorphous flesh blob wobbling around on the... It's so gross.
Point was to function equally in 3 parts. Everyone intended to commit the same amount of passion towards the relationship.
Fuck for your love!
But one night when...
So commit the passion toward the relationship. Fuck for your love. Oh, you don't even know the difference between love and lust, you idiot.
They're all making love. My wife got upset. I just
Because you forced her to be with somebody to cheat on her, whether you fuck.
told Billy for probably the 50th time that I loved her and that she is beautiful. I talked about how they were both attractive around exactly the same moment, but despite that fact, my wife still got upset, and that was my breaking point.
Yeah, because your wife is not a piece of shit who has her own individual feelings and comforts and discomforts about things, but fuck her, right, for being her own person. I mean, it's not like you exploited her sexual orientation in order to get with this person, and then you're sitting there forcing her to be okay with you giving this person probably what you don't give her. Probably what you deny her when she doesn't do what you want, because you're just an atypical fucking emotional abuser. God, I wonder why she would feel upset with you. Just escapes my mind.
Told my wife that there would be no more rules in our relationship. There'd be no more bound.
And that was supposed to fix something? Huh. I wonder why it didn't work. No boundaries. You got that written on the screen. The whole thing is written on a whiteboard.
No more jealousy, and that I would do what I want because I was confident in my wife that I wouldn't leave her.
Okay, so fuck both of you. I can do whatever the fuck I want, and you have no right to say anything about it because I won't fuck around on you. But I can do whatever I want. Alright. Gimme, it's mine. You have the mentality of a 5-year-old, and you're 31. Wow. He's a toddler raising toddlers, ladies and gentlemen.
At that time, my wife and her girlfriend could literally do whatever they wanted, exclusively with each other. And
okay, so what if they decided to go bring a bunch of black guys over and just have like a fucking massive Nubian orgy in your fucking living room? And, you know, by that point, you know what? There were no rules, there were no boundaries. You'd have to stand there and seethe your fucking little temper tantrum and be okay with it because you just said this shit was okay. It's mutually between them exclusively. Lord, and people sit there and call you a cuck and you wonder why.
that was completely fine. Same goes with my wife and I. We could do exclusively whatever we wanted. But our relationship...
Like what? Manipulate more teenagers into having sex with you so at least they can get branded by your seed? Ew. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. Wes Craven didn't even write things that horrifying. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen.
Ship was not balanced yet. Billy and I were not able to do anything alone. So the point of me...
Why the fucking fuck are you even in a relationship like this? This is not how polys work. This is retarded.
Saying all that to my wife was that I intended for the relationship to finally be balanced, for the insecurity to be gone, and for us to at last be a true trinity.
Oh, that's so fucking funny. So you think that insecurities are things that people can just get over in the span of like a few days, right? Dude, oh man, if I knew of a device that I could push a button on that would, if attached to my brain, instantly delete my insecurities on things, I'd have pushed that button fucking eons ago. But, unfortunately, people don't work like that. We have this fucked up thing called psychology that insecurities are built from. And a lot of the things that we experience in our lives, too. I have a lot of insecurities about things. I have a lot of insecurities about my body, for example. I think that I'm a grotesque-looking, scrawny piece of shit. Other people out there try to convince me otherwise, and though I appreciate their compliments, I myself don't always see it. If I could just delete these insecurities from my mind, yeah, I kind of fucking would. But I don't know. At the same time, flaws like that are what make people human. Not like you'd understand anything about that. And what you're describing is stripping the humanity out of these two people just so they can exist as obedient sex slaves for your fucking ass. Nice. So you got married to one to ensnare her as sex slave number one, who will never leave you because she's bonded to you by that stupid ring on her finger. Like, she's about as useful to you as that green chick in the fucking Return of the Jedi was to fucking Jabba the Hutt. Had a collar around her neck and he'd pull her over whenever he wanted to fucking slug fuckface her with his dust gross slug tongue. And then when she was useless, he threw her to the fucking big-ass monster that lived in the basement or whatever. I mean, Jesus Christ, you really are. You're like Jabba the Hutt. You want everything, but at the end of the day, you think you're all this great fucking shit, and you're just a slobby fucking slug. Jesus. Insecurities and shit make people human, alright? Flaws make people human. If you can't fucking deal with that, then you don't want to be with people who are human. So go find yourself a fucking sex doll to have fucking fun time with. God.
From that point on, Billy and I would basically kiss whenever we saw each other. But at some point, Lainey and her friend sat Billy down and had a talk with her. No one told me what this talk was about. Regardless, the day after the talk, Billy and I...
The talk! So serious. Like, you make so much emphasis on things that are literally nothing. I mean, it's not like a big deal. You're cheating on your wife with this woman and fucking with her head, you know? But the talk had to fuck up your marriage.
Wound up sleeping together. And I was happy, as due to that event, we were finally a true three-way relationship.
Why does this matter to you to fucking have? Like, are you just fucking doing this to show off that you're a fucking sex god, even though you sound like a moron when you talk about this? Or like, what? You have kids. Where the fuck are they for any of... Oh, that's right. You don't love your children because you don't love anything, so they're not important enough for you to bring up. Wow.
Or no more real boundaries. Regardless
of... No boundaries in a relationship are the reason why relationships work. Because you have no boundaries. What? You know, compromises are also bullshit. Don't compromise with people that you love. Let them do whatever they want to you. If your fucking boyfriend wants to go around and stick his cock into fucking random women's asses just that he meets anywhere, he should be allowed to do that. Because if you don't let him do that, you don't love him.
It is important to note that Billy did tell me that she thought Lainey might be upset if she and I slept together. But every time she
I wonder why.
Indicated she was worried, I would remind her of the conversation that I had with Lainey, where I repeatedly told her...
Okay, so you'd fuck with her head.
There would be no more boundaries, we would all have balanced relationships, that there would be no jealousy, etc.
Why the fucking fuck is it so hard for you to figure out why this is the reason that your relationship fell the fuck apart? Like, really?
Minutes after my wife came home, I took her upstairs alone with the intention to make love to her. But
oh, God. This video ought to come with a fucking barf bag.
First, I reiterated our previous conversation about there being no boundaries, and I told her that I made love to Billy exclusively.
Oh yeah, that'll get her about as wet as the fucking Euphrates River. Oh no, not really. I mean, maybe in its current state, because it's a fucking desert.
My wife was very upset.
Well, I wonder why. You just told her that you fucked another woman right to her face, and she's your wife, you stupid idiot.
You see, apparently, and that's...
He's got it written in big letters. The secret conversation. Dun dun dun. Don't fuck around on your wife, and she won't have to go through things like this, and neither will you.
Secret conversation that she had with Billy. She specifically told Billy that she was still not to do anything exclusively with me. Billy told my wife that was no problem, and according to my wife,
Are you even in these situations again?
even told her that if I did pursue having sex with her, that she would literally tell me to screw off. And both my wife and I were very well aware that
I would have told you to go fuck yourself the moment you wanted to read through my text messages and thought you had a right to punish me. If I were her. I'd have told you to go fuck off a long time before this fucking shit, because you're just acting like a possessive, controlling psychopath who's in denial of being one because you're such a pussy you can't even accept the fact that's what you are. Yeah, most sensible people would get the fuck out a long time before this shit.
Billy had the complete capacity to tell me to screw off. As nights before, she told me she didn't want to stick her crotch in my face, while my wife blew me, as
Oh, wow, that's so hot.
doing so would make her self-conscious. And I said okay, so I wound up just...
So you're basically a bottom bitch, even when you're with two women. You're just laying there. So what the fuck? You're so fucking lazy in the bedroom that you fucking lay there. Thank you, Lainey. Just a little more. You're such a lazy fuck that you can't even be fucking arsed to even put any effort in when you're in a threesome. What the fucking fuck do women want to be with you for? Good lord. You're so lazy you can't even make it work when you have two women wanting to fuck you at the same time. That's insane.
switching between the two, making love to one while making out with the other. So
Wow, you're fucking just, you're sex god. I need a bow before your penis prowess. Whoa.
eventually we all sat down and talked to Billy, asking her why she didn't follow through with what she said, or at the very least inform me that the conversation they had clearly conflicted with the path I was on. Billy...
Oh, did you guys catch that shit? I'm gonna rewind that. Holy fuck, did you catch that shit?
We all sat down and talked to Billy, asking her why she didn't follow through with what she said, or at the very least inform me that the conversation they had clearly conflicted with the path I was on. Billy...
The path you were on. Okay, so, in that right there, you were admitting the only fucking reason either one of these women actually have a presence in your life is to fucking suit your needs, because there's some fucking ulterior motive here that you need people in your fucking life to do this shit with. Oh, wow, that is some Freudian fucking shit. So you don't really love your wife, she's just serving a particular purpose. And you don't care about this girl either, because she's also serving a particular purpose. And you're on this particular path that these women are helping you get on by, what the fucking fuck are you going on about? You gotta prove people to be wrong about you, huh? I was on the right path. People were going to think I was great, that I'm such a loving person. I can have these two women in my life, and we don't have any problems, and yet you fucking crashed and burned it because you're just controlling them to give people the impression that your life is perfect. You are a piece of work. 6 minutes in, I may start skipping ahead. Let's see. I may have to. It's 13 minutes long, so... And we've already been here almost 34 minutes.
kept making excuses. She kept saying that she tried to tell me, and yet admitted she never got the words out. My wife then
Yeah, a bunch of bullshit.
pointed out all she had to do was tell me that she wasn't interested, that she didn't want to do it. She
How about you don't fuck around on your wife?
said that if she did that, the only way it could move forward is if it wound up being a rape. Billy responded saying it wasn't rape, but that she did try to tell me that she thought Lainey would be upset. The problem with what Billy was saying is I repeatedly asked her, do you want to? And Billy kept responding with things like, duh, and of
Wow, sexual coercion is cool, kid. kids, you want to learn those lessons from the creepy 31-year-old who wants in your pants the second you leave high school.
Of course. So the driving theme of what Billy said before we made love was that Lainey might be mad, but that she also wanted to make love to me.
So you're fucking with her head, and yeah, she would have a reason to be upset with having sex with a married fucking man who's also the father of 2 goddamn children he cares about so fucking little that he won't even address the fact that your fucking children were around for all this.
While my response, that I told my wife how things were going to be and she agreed, to the fullest extent of my knowledge, eliminated significance.
Which probably isn't a lot, because the full extent of your knowledge is amounting to what? That of a 3-year-old?
Concerns that
you haven't even read a book in your own admittance in 14 years, besides those 2 turds you wrote yourself. The full extent of your knowledge doesn't mean a whole lot. Just reminding you, in case you were too stupid to know that.
Wife would be upset. All we were left with is number 2, which is Billy repeatedly telling me that she wanted to after I asked her if she did.
Who would want to suck the smegma off your chode for real?
After I informed my wife what happened, the menage a trois was officially rocky.
Oh no, the menage a trois was rocky! Look at that, guys! His menage a trois was rocky! Whatever shall he do? Maybe not fuck around on his wife with people they both hardly know. And that bloke, good lord.
Lainey now insisted that Billy cheated on her because Billy specifically agreed.
And wouldn't insist that her husband did it, even though that's what you're doing the whole fucking time.
She would not be romantic with me exclusively, and yet she did it anyway. As usual, I jumped at the opportunity to defend Billy, but
You jumped at the opportunity to get free pussy and fucked up your whole life with it. Wow.
At some point, I could no longer defend her.
The sad truth. I'll fucking read all these stupid little blurbs he puts on the whiteboard like that, just because it just sounds funny. Because it's like, that's how benign all of his ideas about things are anyway. It's just so fucking, I can't even follow this mindset anymore. Who even gets involved in shit like this?
Asked Billy an absolutely crucial question.
Why did you put yourself in this position in the first place? There's a crucial question.
You say that you and I could not kiss when we were alone. Wife interrupted, insisting that she made it more than clear that Billy was not to kiss me when she was not around. At that point, I was basically speechless, because that conversation took place the night of the day I told my wife that there would be no more jealousy, there would be no more boundaries, that would finally be a completely balanced trinity.
Why the fucking fuck are you so retarded that you can't figure out that putting no rules in a relationship is gonna fail every single fucking time? I mean, really, like, how the fucking fuck can a human being be this stupid? Did you, like, get picked up by the legs as a child and been swung head first into tree trunks as a kid? And that's why you're this dumb? Relationships need rules and boundaries to function, dumbass. I swear, it's like I said earlier, it's the perfect fucking example. You're the kid who keeps trying to put the round peg in the square hole and wonder why the fuck it won't go in. Oh my god. You have like no idea how human beings work, and you're gonna fucking come off as YouTube's guru who knows it all. You are a fucking piece of work.
Moments after she had that conversation with them, she and I were kissing with no one else around once again.
Dun dun dun! You fucked around on your wife again.
Now seeing Billy had gone out of her way to initiate kissing with me.
Okay, so you have no control to say no. You're just, oh, I'm sorry, I don't want to fuck around on my wife, but get here and suck my face because I can't say no. The 31-year-old father of 2 who is married has no control over his own actions. I was just taken by the moment or the fact that I just don't care about these women and want something to please my pee-pee. Your entertainment, ladies. That's all you fucking are. Why are you hanging around this idiot?
Shortly before.
Watch what happens when he fucking leaves you. He'll scare you into coming back. Not because he loves you, but because he hates everything in the fucking world and you're only suiting a particular purpose. Good lord, if this is how your mom treated you, Onion, I'm surprised. You had no other parent in your life. I mean, you had dad after dad after dad figure that kept getting sick and tired of your ass, but Ma stuck around. Kind of just a little query about your childhood there.
After the conversation she had with my wife.
After. Softness. Sensitivity. After. God fucking somebody, please. Please stab this guy in the fucking skull with a fucking syringe this big around of fucking testosterone. Please. Jeez, you're gonna read a news story one day I swear to God, it's going to be a headline news story somewhere on a blog. Onision is fighting for his life in an estrogen tent, you know, just...
Specifically prohibiting such actions. Billy just fell to her default position, saying that the reason she
Assume the default position. What is that? Cucked!
she had kisses with me so many times is because she was scared, which was completely lost on me.
Oh yeah, sure. The guy who's intimidated and manipulated and guilt-tripped and controlled and threatened two women to stay with him have no reason to be scared of this fucking psycho. You took... The guy who took advantage of his wife's sexual orientation, who took advantage of this girl being kind of fucked in this really screwed up position, who then says, I'll fuck up your lives by dumping you on and off if you fucking fuck around on me, have no reason to be scared of somebody that crazy. You don't even know this woman. You don't know anything other than probably what her pussy smells like. You don't know anything realistic about her at all. And you're fucking up her life like this, and she has no reason to be scared of you. Dude, if there was an Olympian sport for mental gymnastics, you would bring U.S. gold medals every fucking Olympics. Guaranteed.
She was going out of her way to kiss me without any provocation. It was at that point I threw down my figurative shield that I had been defending Billy with all this time. I stopped.
Wow, what a white knight moment. Did you also tip off your fedora too? Did a couple of chin hairs down here sprout and your neck beard fully form? What the fuck? I threw down my shield, my knight in shining sepsis.
Trying to stick up for Billy, as I realized her position was undefendable, and I left the table saying I was going to go take a shower.
You were going to go pout and you were going to go take a shower. What'd you do? You fucking curl up in a ball and listen to Crawling by Linkin Park in the water?
Billy left the house and went off to the woods to do what she told me would be hitting trees with this club here.
Okay, why would you do that?
Actually,
I'd rather just come back at the house and smack open your skull with a club like 90 times.
End up doing in the woods is make a noose out of a rope.
I go in the woods and just fucking piss on a tree. I don't know. I probably wouldn't even do that. I would just go and fucking leave and stay the fucking fuck away from these people as far as I goddamn could.
Spell F-U out of pumpkins we had smashed earlier. She told...
Why were you smashing pumpkins? Like,
it was about what she did after she came back to the house. Not long after, I went and took a picture of it. This is that picture. I myself...
This is the picture. Dun dun dun. This is retarded. Like, why would anyone do this? It's also pictures of bullshit. It looks like you fucking put this together yourself for shock value in the video.
I don't know how to make a slip knot, but I didn't like there being a slip knot in my backyard. So
you were in fucking survivalist training in the Air Force and you don't know how to make a fucking slip knot? It's a utility knot. It's one of the first knots you learn how to fucking tie in survivalist training. So let me guess. You either lied about this, or you lied about ever being in the military. You see, I don't want to get a sidetrack about his military career here, but this is a little theory that I've kind of been wondering about for a while. How do we really know that he was just so dead set on pretending that he was in the military that his family fucking just trumped it up the entire time? And that he never was in. Like, they went down to an army surplus, bought him a uniform, bought him some fucking dress uniforms too, and just said, it's okay, Craig, you're in the military now. Gave him an airsoft rifle and told him it was real. Like, I don't know. Because to be honest, this is just so retarded that it would be easy to see that happening, because he just sounds retarded. I don't know how to tie a slip knot. I only took survivalist training where they teach you how to tie shit like that. Whatever suits your narrative.
I've since unraveled the knot and swept my foot over the FU, so that angry message Billy indicated that she had directed at my wife is no longer there.
Uh-oh, the bad juju. Did Mom come over, take a shit on it, and pretend to be a Native American shaman when she's whiter than a fucking sheet of snow? Why does your mom do that, by the way? His mom actually pretends that she's a Native American shamanistic healer when she's not. Wow. I mean, I really can't even believe I'm catching myself saying this, but wow, cultural appropriation right there, my friend. Not only is she a fucking lunatic, but she's also a fucking borderline racist, too, to think that she can just fucking assume somebody else's culture while being not even part of it at all. Okay. I guess that I can just do that, too. Hey, guys, I'm claiming that I'm of African descent. It's not true, but you have to believe me because I just claimed it. This would be funny if it wasn't so fucking psychotic and it wasn't all true. Ugh.
Regardless, around the time all this is going down, Ayla is having issues with her ex-boyfriend,
Which is none of your business.
Richie, aka Social Repose.
Oh, you mean the Promethean alien that wears the headdress on YouTube, okay.
Ayla, at this point, has gone to every other member of the household and sobbed hysterically about how Richie is threatening to make a video about her. Because,
tell her to grow the fuck up. Who gives a shit?
as he indicated publicly on Twitter and via her text,
oh no, they're gonna make an angry video about me. Hey, lady, you got it a lot easier. This asshole could have made a video about you. Alright?
extremely upset with her collaborating with me. According to them, he even referred to his ex-girlfriend now as his enemy. I guess his logic is, if my ex-girlfriend works with Onision, I'm going to make a hate video about my ex-girlfriend, because who knows why.
If anybody I knew was to collaborate with you, I'd tell him to stay the fuck away from you as far as possible. Nobody needs to be around Lord Cheese Dick.
Regardless, it's clear at this point that Ayla is traumatically affected by her ex. But
traumatically affected by something she'll get over in, like, what, 2 days?
suddenly she seemed to get a wave of happiness, and Social Repose agreed to not make a hate video about her, as she had
like slander their hate video.
apparently agreed.
You know what's funny is that he's weird as that guy looks with the way he dresses and stuff. I mean, he doesn't seem like an overtly bad person. He may have done some fucked up things. I don't care about any of that bullshit. But when he talks about his dealings with this bullshit, at least he deals with it in a much more sensible and calm and collected manner than some psychopath who needed to control 2 teenagers he barely even knew. Like, for real. So the guy did some fucked up shit in a relationship. It doesn't even compare to what you're doing. So why give him shit at all? Why do you need to, like, win over other people, you know? No, I won. I'm better than you. No, you're not. You cheated on your wife and forced her to fuck someone she barely knew. You're obviously way worse than this person. Sorry.
To some of his demands. After seeing so
demands. Okay, show me your text messages. Don't touch other guys. Do what I want. Fuck my wife and allow me to fuck my wife in front of you. And wife, allow me to fuck this woman and make out with her whenever I want. But this guy's got demands. Yeah, he's got demands. He's got demands for you to stay the fuck out of his business. And I don't blame him. As I said, also, he looks like one of the Promethean aliens from that movie. You seen one of them motherfuckers? You ever seen that movie? Motherfucker picked a dude clean up and killed another guy with another guy. You don't think you want to mess with people like that.
Social Repose threatened Ayla into silence. I made the following tweet. Retweet if you're against men threatening their ex-girlfriends into remaining silent about being abused.
Oh, you said this! You, of all people, who scared your ex-wife off of YouTube when she tried to get her own channel off the ground because you just couldn't handle somebody cutting into your action. When you threatened all of your ex-girlfriends into silence over the things you put them through. You have the balls to say this. Wow. Fucking amazing. Fucking amazing evasion.
I said your ex-girlfriend has been repeatedly crying today because of you threatening to publicly humiliate her on your channel.
Something you've never done in your life, I'm sure. God, it stinks in here. It smells like bullshit for some reason.
Apparently you said you would attack her because I told everyone about the horrible things you did to her.
None of your fucking business, and you're spreading their bullshit online yourself, so how are you doing any of these people any favors?
She did not ask me to say any of those things, nor did she ask me to talk about your twisted/sadistic sex life.
Oh yeah, so the guy that manipulates teenagers into fucking his wife, and manipulates his wife into fucking teenagers and being okay with it, isn't twisted and sadistic at all. Nice.
Yes, I know about. Fact is, you got dumped.
I know about it. I'm gonna threaten you by doing the same thing that you were gonna do to somebody else, but it's alright because I'm doing it, which makes no sense, logically.
For cheating on your girlfriend with multiple women. You can't erase that by threatening your ex. That just
you should listen to your own words.
makes you look worse. So how about this? You stop harassing your ex, and you get a life. She did not ask me to say all this. I'm just sick of seeing men like you threaten women they abused into silence.
Why is this coming from you? Like, you can't even follow your own words. This is exactly what you did to your ex-wife. You fucking made a petty, passive-aggressive fucking video that scared her away from YouTube after basically fucking threatening her with your shithead fan base for fucking weeks because you didn't want to pay up for alimony because you're such a fucking coward that you thought you could get away with cheating on your wife with a 16-year-old you hardly knew that you met online scot-fucking-free. To which your fucking asswipe mother defended you in doing. I don't know how the fuck that woman lives with herself. Oh, that's right, because no one in his family apparently has a soul.
Get a life, Richie. What happened next?
Get a life, yeah. Says the fucking hermit living in his house with his harem of underage girls, divorced from reality, who can't even make a fucking situation that should have worked totally in his favor work because he's too fucking crazy to even be able to handle even the most easy and malleable of people to fucking handle. Wow. Not like I think that's a quality that's in any way good. Don't think that. I'm just saying that, you know what? If they're willing to fucking put themselves through this fucking shit, it should have worked out in your favor. But you're such an amazingly huge asshole that it won't. Which is fucking unreal to me.
Makes no sense to me. Billy texted me Saturday 11:22 p.m. Greg. I said, He said, you just want me to kill myself. I said, no, never. Live forever if possible.
It says love, so you can't even read.
Yeah, she then texted me what I said on Twitter about Richie. I said,
why are you cutting your texts off, by the way? Because you actually edited the picture to where the top of the text is cut off.
yes, I'm not going to let him get away with being horrible. He said everything wasn't okay, but the fact Richie isn't going to harass us made it a little better. Now we're back to square one, where Isla's crying, and Billy said she just wanted to kill herself.
Over you. All these women are doing is feeling trauma because you're putting them through trauma, and I like how you're dancing around it like you're not.
Said if this harassment leads him to getting what he...
I mean, in the sense that I hate the fact you're dancing around it that you're not. Because you're an asshole.
wants or one of many victims to come. She said, no, seeing Isla this upset makes me stressed, and it's just going to get worse, and I can't deal with it. I said, if you want someone to see a man abusing women, do nothing. Make sure that someone is not me.
What would you do if you saw a man beating the fuck out of a woman in public? Would you really do anything? No, because you're a fucking pussy. You wouldn't step up to the plate, knock the motherfucker's block off. You'd probably actually unzip your pants, whip out your micro dick and a pair of tweezers and start wanking away because you like seeing women be victimized. You don't give a fucking fuck about women. Look how you treat them yourself. You're such a fucking liar. You hate women. You hate women. They only serve a purpose in your life to fulfill sexual needs, material needs. You don't give a shit about women. They're meaningless to you. They mean nothing to you. So what the fuck is with this bullshit narrative here that you would stop someone from being abused if they're a female being abused by a male? You do the same fucking thing emotionally to other people. So I don't believe for a second that you really give a fuck about how other people are being treated. If you think they deserve to be punished because they wronged you, then that's an abusive mentality. And that's something that you employ on people all the fucking time. So fuck this bullshit that you care about women. Stop fucking lying. Everybody sees through it. It's so fucking transparent that it's ridiculous. No one believes that you're an actual feminist. Except you. You delusional asswipe. God.
Said I don't want that. Just a lot of stress right now and it hurts. I said, you know who I am. You know I will not keep my mouth shut if it means bad men get away with hurting people.
You should keep your mouth shut. Actually, somebody should kidnap you and surgically fucking sew your mouth shut like they did to the fucking crappy Deadpool in that movie.
Sad to know you are unhappy with me publicly defending her and all the abuse victims.
Oh, so you're gonna guilt trip her because she's not letting you do whatever the fuck you want, even though she's not involved with you anymore, and you have no right to sit there and air somebody's dirty laundry for no fucking reason. Nice job, fuckwit.
He said, I'm not sad about that. I'm glad you were defending her. But I don't think you should have brought up the sex thing. I know you're doing what's right, but the sex thing was a little unnecessary for the internet. It just made Ayala look bad for telling you that information. And guess what? The reality is, Ayala didn't just tell me that information. She told my nanny tons of information about social repose.
I figured this guy would need a nanny. He's too big of a man-child to be left to his own devices. I fucking knew it. He had a nanny. Does your nanny also clean up your, bib every now and then? Does she watch SpongeBob with you? Does she sit there and massage your ego whenever it needs to be massaged so you can feel like you're actually a man when you're completely devoid of any capacity to really be one? You need that in your life. Is her name Tammy Jackson, or whatever the fuck your goddamn family's real last name is, because it changes more than the fucking seasons, as if you're like hiding from the law or something, because you always change your fucking name every 6 months for some reason. Cognition, he's here to fuck up your life.
She told my wife's friend, she told my wife, she told me, she told Billy, she told everyone. And
she told the entire population of the planet Earth. Kill yourself.
What did she tell them about Richie's sex life exactly? Well, a lot of things. And according to her, one of those...
Well, you want to go into detail, or can you just make some shit up?
Many weird things that social repose does is that he literally gets erect when women cry.
You get erect when you have a fucking teenager wanting to suck your cock. That fucking supersedes a dude who likes fucking crying girls.
Ella told me he prefers to have sex with women while they're crying. But like I said, that's just one of the many things he's into.
Okay, so what? So what? You know that there's fetishes out there that people like getting peed on and shit. So if the guy likes fucking a girl while she's crying, there's fucking worse out there. You probably like when girls take a dump straight in your mouth, for all I know. You like fucking underage girls who are emotionally traumatized. That's way worse. You're taking advantage of their minds and shit. And that is supposed to somehow be not as bad as a guy who fucks a girl who's crying. You know.
Also told by someone who spoke to her in this house. She said social repose is smelly and indicated it was gross having sex with him.
Oh yeah, says the guy who is nothing but a vegan, who looks unshowered and disgusting, who looks like he put on a chemical peel on his face, and that's why you're wearing the masks in your video for a while and shit. He's just a grotesque, ugly, fucking hideous chud, yeah, coming from a guy like you, yeah. Say somebody else is gross while you're gross, nice. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, turned me into Bill Clinton for a moment.
I responded to Billy saying that was said to increase the chance of him not responding to that message with an attack video or otherwise. He needs to know that it only gets worse for him if he pushes this further.
Well, what are you gonna fucking do? You're gonna make attack videos about him. So what? Eventually you're gonna push him to do what? Beat the fuck out of you, and you're gonna curl up into a ball and cry for mom? I bet he would stop if you started bawling too profusely, I'm sure. What are you gonna do? It'll just get worse. I'll do what? I'll soil myself like a fucking baby.
Like I said,
Like you're doing this whole video.
Told a decent amount about his sex life. Him having sex with people while they cry, that's only the tip of the iceberg.
Go into detail then. Because it just sounds like you made that up. Just slander somebody based on shit you made up.
Regardless, Billy said he has trash on me and Isla, so it's going to bring me further into this crippling depression. I probably will.
What the fuck? You know, here's something I gotta say about these kind of women. Why the fuck do you put yourselves in this position? Like, why do you put yourselves in these positions? Like, for real. Even if it's not with Onion. Like, what are you doing? You want to have a decent relationship with somebody? Have a decent relationship with somebody. Stop getting into a relationship with the sheer point of fucking starting drama left and right, and you'll have a much happier fucking life. I know, easier said than done, but still. You should try to make an attempt to at least fucking do that, as opposed to hanging around motherfucking people like Onion who are only interested in exploiting the fact that you were ever a part of their life for fucking attention, views, and being a fucking internet fame whore. And one of the most psychotic ones out there. Jesus Christ. You know, your life is just starting. You want to start it on this note? For real? What are you doing?
Kill myself. I do not do well under stressful situations. It's literally been on my mind all day, and I'm just so close to walking out that door and doing it, and I do not want to feel this way. I asked about the trash that social repose has on.
I love how you don't even acknowledge what trash. I love how you don't even acknowledge that she's fucking upset. I love how you don't even acknowledge that she could utilize some help and emotional comfort from you. Just like, what trash? Does this have to do with me? Oh no! Everybody knows you're an internet predator. Sorry, the jig is up. The secret's out. It's been out ever since even I stopped doing these fucking videos.
She said she doesn't know, and I said that's a lie. I said you need to stop lying to me. She then admitted that
okay, guilt trip.
He knew that she used to smoke weed. She said she didn't want the internet to know about that. She goes
well, you just fucking went and told them yourself, fuckhead.
On to say, I can only imagine what he has on her. So I responded, moral of the story, don't do illegal and or horrible things.
Yeah! Like fuck people straight out of high school who are emotionally damaged, therefore more malleable for your manipulation. Fuckhead. I may almost have to smoke a bowl after this video. I'm just saying, if I had any available, that's what I would probably do, because my God.
And I quoted what she was really saying to me, which is, Greg, you might tell people I used to break the law with drug abuse.
No, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fucking shit? God knows what's sitting in your fucking hard drive, you crazy asshole. Oh no, you used to smoke pot. My mother wouldn't be okay with this. Your mom molested you throughout your fucking youth, and yet you believed your dad was a fucking child molester and have no evidence to prove it. Alright? You've stomped on the fucking character of these people in your life as if they weren't even human beings. And I'm supposed to give a shit that somebody smoked a joint? Who gives a fuck? Compared to that, who gives a shit? You're just a fucking whiny little bitch who has to go find something to attack people with no matter what. You have to have that fucking wedge and control on their life no matter what. Like I said, if I had any available, I'd smoke a bowl after this because Jesus Christ, this is like hard to intake. I'm surprised also by having drank an entire monster almost throughout the duration of this video that I have not yet just raged. Ugh. Even I'm surprised. Moving along.
That I understand you don't trust me, but you can't just ignore my pain and just point out I said he had dirt on us. I have no idea what he could possibly say, because him and I had been friends for almost a year.
And don't get yourself in situations like this with people. I don't know what to tell you. But
Think of anything other than that. She said, do you hate me now? Because you're making me feel that way. I said, what do you want from me? Let a guy get away with abusing women to protect you from people knowing you can...
I love the fact that you fucking don't even acknowledge you're making a fucking person feel like shit for the sheer convenience of not having to take blame for being a cunt.
crimes, and Ayala did who knows what. Stop hiding from your own corruption.
People knowing you committed crimes. Oh no, you realize that almost no one gives a fuck that people smoke pot anymore. I can't stress that enough. Weed is like heroin, apparently, to you. Oh my god. I'm surprised he actually doesn't do drugs. Actually. You know, I mean, he's a fucking know-it-all guru vegan nutcase who created his own religion. And yet he doesn't smoke pot. Of all things. I figured that it would at least... there'd be a little LSD on the side or something to make somebody this big of a loon, but no. So weird. I mean, how can you be as nutty as this motherfucker and yet be really 100% straight edge? Aside from the few videos from back in the day where he was clearly fucked up on something. And I think it was painkillers. From my own personal experiences, at least. That's what I think it was. Moving along.
Says you're right. I said, how can anyone trust you ever? She said you're also...
Nice guilt tripping. You are such a wonderful man to go guilt trip a girl who barely still even knows anything about you at all.
Right about that too. I'm sorry. Later on that night I asked
so guilt her into actually apologizing for never doing anything wrong. Nice.
her if she was up, and I told her I wanted to talk in the garage. In the garage, it became clear that Billy was trying to sneak out in the middle of the night with Ayala.
Oh no! How dare she get away from this? What were you going to do, kidnap her? Hold her against her will? That is a wonderful psychological projection of how fucking insane you're becoming.
He called an Uber, and they were going to go stay with a friend. But I successfully convinced Billy to stay, telling her that she could potentially win the trust of Laney and myself if she got a tattoo that said L-I-L-L-I-E. It's...
What you're saying is that if this girl branded herself with a tattoo saying Lily, for whatever fucking reason, she could potentially win your wife's trust. Wow. Wow, like, brand yourself for my love. Brand yourself for my wife's trust. You are a control fucking maniac. You are a fucking control maniac.
the Laney and Billy ship name. And
What a ship name. What the fuck? The ship. Shipping is fiction, fuckhead. What do you think you're living in? What do you think this reality is? An anime? You don't even live in reality officially. Like, obviously you're delusional, but Jesus fucking Christ. You really think that you actually are living in a cartoon. This is like 2 steps away from like walking into a mall and killing like 30 people and then wondering why the cops are arresting you. Because you're now confused as to why your actions have consequences and shit. What the fuck? This is crazy. You would ask somebody who doesn't even know you to brand themselves for your fucking peace of mind? What the fuck, dude?
have a picture of a lily just above it. I showed her my wrist tattoo.
Oh, Jesus. Somebody get the axe. Chop his fucking hands off so he can't fondle in any more women. Jesus, what's so fucking disgusting about his fucking wrists is he just looks so pale and emaciated and gross. He's just so nasty looking. Like, look at this is fucking scrawny little hands and stuff, too. And it's just you, ooh, ladies, you can have these fingers in you. Ooh, good lord, ew, just nasty. Fucking, ugh. Fucking horror fuel, man. Remember love. You don't even know what that fucking emotion feels like, so how can you remember something you've never experienced? And that's why your tattoos never made any sense to me.
I told her in her shoes I would do it. As in the past, I had...
Oh, in her shoes, you would give in to the demands of another person. You fucking yelled about your wife wanting alimony from you. And yet, you would give in to another... You didn't want to give in to your ex-wife, but you would give in to anybody. Bullshit. Bullshit. You wanted somebody to submit to you. And by getting that tattoo, you would feel satisfied that they had officially submitted to you. You are fucking vile. You are fucking disgusting. You are fucking beyond unfucking real. But what say you, Onion Mom? Are you okay with this? Huh? Well, my crystal ball says, yeah, it's alright. Fucking kill yourselves. Fucking suicide! This video is a brain cell genocide!
We've done something similar. Billy already has tattoos all over her body, so she didn't indicate it was a big deal to get a...
Oh, fuck you. You're using that as an excuse because you don't want to admit if somebody brands themselves for the sake of your peace of mind that you're totally not using it to fucking own them.
Pretty Lily tattoo for the sake of proving her love to Lainey.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Alright, here's the rage. Fuck you. I can't believe that you would fucking ask that of another person. Prove your love. Get a tattoo. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Seriously. It doesn't matter if she's covered in head to toe in tattoos. The mentality behind that gesture is fucked up. That you would even ask that of somebody who doesn't fucking know you. You're mine now. I have to brand you so people know that you're mine. And that you're fucking Lainey's or whatever the fuck her name is. What the fuck, man? You know, I know your wife's dad is a lawyer, but Jesus Christ, dude, get your shit together and get your kid out of this fucker's house. You know, I mean, goddamn, dude. I said in a previous video that if ever you needed any dirt on this motherfucker, I got it. You know? Years worth of it. What are you doing? Get your kid the fuck out of this maniac's fucking house. Before they run into their own Sharon Tate. This is so fucking creepy and Manson-y that anybody would ask that of another human being. I mean, God, at least Charlie Manson's fucking handicap was that he was a fucking ridiculous, crazy stoner from the 70s and only pretended to be articulate. This asshole has at least got the one-up that he can sound articulate and shit. And gets people to believe his fucking bullshit. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you for ever asking any of this shit from anyone.
Ella was there for half the conversation, and she indicated this was all fine. But the moment I left the garage, she in only a few words convinced Billy to follow through with abandoning us. Billy...
In only a few words she convinced her. What do you think? Somebody's gonna fucking sit there and want to listen to, hey, tattoo yourself for my love. Otherwise you don't fucking mean anything. After fucking months of the shit you put these fucking people through? Bullshit. Your wife is probably scared to death of you, and that's why she fucking stays. You know, here's something I notice about his wife in videos. You know, she has this weird social issue. Okay, I don't know if it's some kind of HIV, I don't know what it is. But she obviously has some fucking trouble expressing herself without being pushed to doing so. She's always had some kind of social offness. I don't know how else to explain it. And if you're taking advantage of whatever the fuck that is to ensure that she stays, man, I hope you die 1,000 fucking deaths. I hope you go to hell 1,000 times over and over and over again. I just hope you go to hell and just suffer nothing more than a fucking eternity of pain, agony, and fucking suffering. Why else would these people want to get the fuck out? Get the fuck out! Get the fuck out and get as far as fucking way as you can from this asshole. Stay the fuck away. I mean, if this girl ever watches this video, never ever go near this guy again. He doesn't love you. He doesn't care about you. He just wants to fucking use you as a fucking tool of entertainment to fucking get away from his marriage every now and then. And he will treat you just as fucking awful as he treats his goddamn wife. Stay the fuck away from this piece of shit. This fucking coward of a man who wants to lie to the entire internet and say that he gives a rat's ass about men who abuse women. Bullshit. You don't give a fuck, you do it yourself. And you just use that as a smokescreen so people don't see what you're fucking doing. Pull this shit in front of people like me. Watch how quickly you get your fucking ass kicked by people who really don't like seeing people abuse women. Yeah, I know. I've had my moments of being a fucking asshole. And a lot of you have seen that. But guess what? At least I pulled my head out of my ass, got clean, and did what I needed to do to turn my fucking shit the fuck around and become a much better man. So I don't ever treat people like that, no matter who the fuck they are, ever again. You, motherfucker, have never even lifted a finger to change your life in any way, shape, or form in fucking, like what, 2 decades almost. You are stuck being this crazy, emo fucking nutcase who feels the need to possess and control the people in his life to get what he wants because you're a fucking man-child. And you wonder why these people would leave. Amazing! Utterly amazing. Fuck you.
Then came in and hugged me for a long duration. She was
It didn't happen, I don't believe it.
profusely crying. I told her I didn't want her to go, but that if she left, there would likely be no going back. She's
Okay, what a fucking piece of shit. So even in a moment like that, you gotta be a guilt-tripping fuck.
said, "Don't say that." I said, "It's true." She said, "I know." She asked me to walk her to the Uber, so I did. Continued to reiterate that if she left, she was abandoning us for good. I kept
Yeah, nice fucking language. Nice fucking manipulative fucking language.
telling her I fought so hard for her. I called
You fought my ass! You didn't fight for shit. You fucked around on your wife with somebody you barely knew. You didn't fight for shit. Now you're just fucking flipping this around to prove that you didn't give a fuck about what your wife wanted. This was all for you. You talk so little about how your wife feels about this. It's all about how you feel.
constantly defended her and reminded her that after all I did, that she was walking out on us when I was still fighting for her. But
You weren't fighting for shit. You were fighting for pussy. That was it. That's all she was to you. A release from your marriage so you didn't have to feel committed.
she
Nice.
left us anyway. After she lied to us. After she betrayed us. After I was giving her a final chance at repairing things and redeeming herself.
It wasn't your fucking place to do any of that shit, you cocksuck.
Regardless, she later on sent Laney flowers. I told her they were no consolation for what she had done. Said if she truly loved her, she would do all of the following so she could be with Laney again.
I pray for the day that you get with a woman who has a bunch of pissed off, like maybe fucking gang-banging older brothers, and then pull this shit. I will pay for the videotape of watching them beat the fuck out of you with crowbars, motorcycle chains, fucking baseball bats, for being this big of a fucking asshole. And my cat is beating the shit out of a piece of her food on the kitchen floor over there. You weirdo. Anyway. Let's see. Oh, cool. He has it up on the screen. All right. Do what I want. Basically, do the following. The tattoo proving your dedication to make us able to trust you again after all the lies you've told. I want to stick a shotgun down your throat and blow your brains out through your asshole for even writing that sentence. Never use drugs again. Not your place. If you don't like it, don't get with people that like to use drugs. Never lie to us again, says the man who cheated on his wife and manipulated her trust and manipulated her sexual orientation to his advantage. Never associate with the person who is the sole reason you left us that night. You agreed to say, okay, so get away from your friends. Okay, so do what I want, do what I want, do what I want, and isolate yourself from your friends because I can't trust your friends. Fucking die. Fucking die. Die 1,000 deaths.
Reminded her of the Lily tattoo. I told her that
I wanted to fucking keep a level head, but that shit is just extreme. She cannot associate with us on any level. No normal person can. Nobody can associate with you on a normal level because you're not a normal person. You're a sick, fucking, twisted asshole.
should never use drugs again. That she should never lie to us.
My soft voice. Let my soft voice manipulate you. Fuck your soft voice. I have to get kicked in the fucking windpipe and choked to death. Fucker.
Again, and never associate with the person who was the sole reason that she left us that night. The person who stayed in the garage and convinced her to
beat the fuck out of this guy so fucking badly.
leave after she had already agreed to
I want to beat the fuck out of you so badly.
Said, we all love you, Billy, even after all this. She said,
Wow, nice guilt trip.
I love you guys too. I said, please, just prove we can trust you again. That's all we need. And then
I want to fucking choke the goddamn life out of you for even putting somebody you don't know through this.
all she had to say after that is, I hope you're excited for our new president. I responded with, call me. As you can see underneath it says delivered. The rest of the messages clearly indicate they're not delivered. So I left her this message. You said you loved us. When someone tells you they love you, remember this moment. Remember we forget.
You don't even know what the fuck love means. You never even experienced it throughout your life. For God's sake, your mother only took care of you because she had a legal obligation to. And yet she fucking put you on this Freudian pedestal above your sisters, which is all bizarre to me. And she molested you all throughout your childhood. And then you go and treat people like fucking shit ever since the time you were a teenager and start getting with girls in the first fucking place. You don't know what love is. You've never experienced it. You've never given it to anybody else. And all you fucking receive from people is temporary satisfaction because that's all you want from them. And you're gonna fucking sit there and have the balls to tell somebody else they should remember what love is? Why don't you? Why don't you learn what the fuck it is in the first place, you psychopath? Fuck you. For ever doing any of this to anyone ever. This is disgusting.
Gave you so many times. I personally fought till the very end for you.
You didn't do shit. You sat on your lazy ass. You, like, even earlier, like I said in the video, you're so lazy in bed, you just sit there and let him do all the work. You don't do any fucking thing. You haven't lifted a fucking finger in your whole life to do a day's work, your whole fucking life. Fucking bullshit.
I can't explain or justify you doing all this.
I can't explain or justify you hurting people who don't deserve it.
I wish you well. And that, I believe, is the very end of our association.
And he makes, like, what, 3 fucking more videos on it. And one of them is all he's trying to do is manipulate her to coming back and staying in this bullshit relationship. Fuck you. Fuck you. Oh, here's a little tidbit of information. By the way, the whole fucking time all of this was going on, his wife was pregnant. Let that sink in. Good Lord. There's not enough AIDS and cancer and HIV in the world for someone like you.
With Billy.
She wrote me the thing the next morning. She confirmed she was not happy about the election results and that she was still unwilling to get a lily tattoo, proving she could be trusted again after all the time she lied to us. I fought to the... I can't even fucking read it in that voice. It's hard to fucking read in that voice. Makes my throat fucking dry. Hang on. I fought to the end for the 3 of us, Billy. I hope you find happiness in the path that you've chosen.
I hope that you break eventually for my fucking psychotic will. I hope that you fucking die. I hope that, yeah, I hope you do. I hope you die 1,000 fucking deaths. You psychotic piece of shit. This officially, I don't know if it's longer than my official longest video. I don't know. But this is 1 hour and 16 minutes. Recording time, it says right now. So holy fucking shit. Longest video that I've ever fucking done so far. I am not fucking returning to this topic after this. This was too fucking disgusting to even ignore. And if I just passed it by, I would have been in my headspace forever. It would have been impossible to get off my fucking mind. I had to do it. Okay? I am not returning to this fucking topic again after this. I don't want to even fucking think about this piece of shit anymore. This shit is fucking disgusting. The fact that a human being could just carelessly and callously put 2 people he doesn't even fucking care to know anything about through this shit for his own sexual convenience is fucked up. I mean, dude, if his wife's family watches this, get your fucking kid the fuck out of that house. Jesus Christ. I don't give a fuck. If I were you, I wouldn't give a fuck how much you would kick, scream, combat, fucking cry, piss and moan about it. I would get her the fuck out of that damn house. And I'd get her straight into some therapy. Alright? No one should put up with that shit. No one should be lied to by somebody like that. And if you're honestly believing this guy's bullshit lies about not manipulating and fucking with your kid and doing what he can to keep you away from his social media so you don't figure out what's going on, you need to open your fucking eyes. This is disgusting to do to somebody. Anyway, now that this is out of my system, I'm going to go take a walk. When I come back, I don't even fucking know. Maybe just stitch this all together for YouTube. But I need to walk. Because even though, aside from the angry moments, my more calm than usual demeanor, I feel like I want to throw up. Fucking listening to all that. So anyway, never again. I don't have the energy to give a fuck anymore. If Lainey's family wants to actually give a fuck enough to get her out, they'll get her out. Because there is nothing that will ever change for Onion. He will always be this way. Forever. He will forever be this way. He will never change. No matter what he says, he'll never do it. Ever. It's all bullshit. It's all lies. How fucking dare you put somebody through this? How dare you lie to them and say that you fucking care about them till death do us part? Fuck you and your bullshit. And this is to his mother. Let me just finish this. I wanted to say this for years. Fuck you too. You are the only significant parental influence that he has ever had in his whole fucking world. He's had dads in and out of his life because of your inability to keep a husband. And what do you fucking do? You fuck up your only chance to get something right in your shit fucking life to the point it is where it is now. Your pride and joy is a fucking menace to society, and yet your crazy ass is proud of how he turned out. You're proud that he hurts and mentally abuses women, and you think that it's their fucking fault. And you just take all the blame and absolve it right off your son's shoulders and wonder why he gets more mentally fucked up day after day after day. If you gave a fuck and you realistically cared, you would be sitting here saying the same fucking things about this that I would be, and that I have. But you don't, because you don't give a fuck. Any fucking parent that would sit there and allow their kid to become this mentally fucked and do or say nothing about it doesn't give a shit about their kids. At all. And you don't. Thanks for unleashing this asshole on the world. We really needed that. We really did. All these women needed that. They needed this fuck to swoop into their life out of nowhere and fuck shit up for them for a while. Requiring them therapy. Requiring them all this shit that they should never have had to go through. I hope you're fucking proud of your goddamn work. And the same goes for this Sarah Bear girl's fucking mother, too. You want to be a cool mom, huh? You're a cool mom now. You gave such a little fucking shit about your goddamn kid. You let her move into the house of a creepy 30-year-old pederast and his fucking wife. Just to wind up in the same damn situation these fucking women were in. And you actually have the balls to be mad at the internet for being upset with your lack of any parental skill. Oh, I love how the mom is only the one mad about it because the dad ain't around. Boy, I wonder why that is. Is that because a man couldn't stomach you enough to be around you and stay? Because he got sick and tired of your fucking lack of giving a fuck about anything because you want to be a cool mom? Fucking fuck your generation. Your fucking quasi-bullshit baby boomer generation of assholes who can't care about your children and don't care about how they turn out. And now you're unleashing these motherfuckers on the world. Fuck all of you. I'm so tired of your fucking crybaby millennial attitudes that you don't do anything wrong and you wonder why your kids all wind up in fucked up situations like this. You're goddamn what's wrong with society right now. You're goddamn what's wrong with the fucking world right now. And I fucking hate every single last one of you crybabies. You don't have a right to tell me how to raise my kid. Well, no, not really, I don't. But the thing is, I'm not, because you're not even fucking taking the effort to raise them in the first place yourself, so I guess it's not really what I'm bitching about in hindsight, is it? Maybe it's bitching about you wanting to, be cool and relive your 20s and shit permanently and not give a fuck about how your kids turn the fuck out because you gotta be cool. Fuck all of you. Anyway. I'm gonna cut it. Go for a walk and chill the fuck out. And come back and edit this all together. Anyway, I'm some guy on the internet. Never again will I fucking touch this shit with a 3,000-mile long fucking pole. Have a good one, ladies and gentlemen. Holy fuck.